Okay, finally sitting down with more Ka. Kind of doing a weekend of remembrance for Ka. I've got Descendants of Cain today, Friday. Tomorrow I'm going to do The Thief Next to Jesus on Saturday. And then I think actually on Sunday, people have been mentioning it. I posted up on Twitter and people have mentioned Orpheus and the Siren, I believe, which is under he has like a pseudonym, another artist name, Hermit and Recluse or something like that. And I didn't get it. Like, where are people finding this album? Because when I looked under Ka, it wasn't there. Oh, it's under a different artist name. I might do that on Sunday. Actually, I think I probably will. I haven't like officially decided that, but I think I will, just because, Ka passed a couple months ago. I've got mixed feelings on, like, obviously I'm sorry that he passed. We're coming into the holidays. That's gonna be tough on his family. The first Christmas without this person in their life. First Thanksgiving has gone by. It's noticeable. I remember last Thanksgiving, one of my cousins on my wife's side, her uncle had died, and so I was talking with her cousin, and it was just like, it's weird, man. Your dad is not here. It's just weird. It's weird. And it's not because had to work or couldn't make it, and like, no, man, just gone. So that's kind of why I'm doing this now. Initially I was going to do it the weekend that he passed, and I got a little cranky because social media. I don't like this about social media, where somebody dies and then here comes everybody running to social media to talk about it, right? And I feel like on one hand people are paying their respects, but on the other hand they're all running to get their clicks. It's just, I don't know. The thing that goes through my mind is, where was all this praise, especially when it comes to somebody like an underground rapper? Where was all this praise a week before, a month before, a year before, And like, while it's nice that people come out and praise and all this, talk and coverage and what have you, it's like, what? The guy's dead now. Like, I don't know. And also I want to say something too. Like, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm so much better than them. I'm not, okay? I'm just like everybody else. I do the same damn thing. So something else I don't like about social media is all of this like virtue signaling that people do, and all this like ego masturbation, essentially. I hate that too. But basically what it all comes down to me, I was thinking about it this morning because it was, as I was prepping, I was realizing it was just kind of bugging me again. I just wish there was more distribution of attention when it comes to artists, But that's just how it is. There's people that are like mainstream and super popular. The screen's going to wiggle here a second. A little bit. It's just about falling off my custom camera stand of stacked books. There's always going to be the artist or the game or the movie or whatever that gets all the attention, while somebody else who's doing something else that's equally as good just gets nothing for some reason. That's just how it is. And obviously there's advertising and marketing and massive industries that surround certain entities, but that's also is what it is. So I'm just trying to, accept what reality is, despite how much I might not enjoy what reality is, Because there's really no benefit in getting cranky about it. There's no benefit to ranting about it online. It doesn't change anything. So what can I do? It's something I try to be, a positive place on the internet. I'm trying to counter the things I dislike, right? Trying to put out there something I would like to see put out there. Well, let's spend time with his music. It's about all I can do, right? So let's drop into this. Now, I've started doing all my music reactions, the videos first as Patreon only. This go around, I found a bunch of videos for this album, but they're all like 1 minute clips and like animated. So I'm going to do that at the end, kind of like I used to do. I'm going to do all that. That'll still be Patreon only. Patreon's $2 if you want no ads, no cuts, MP3 format, Discord, music video reactions, etc. But I'm just going to do it at the end. I don't know what order they're supposed to be in, if there is supposed to be an order. I just posted them from oldest to newest, as if, I was supposed to watch them in that order. I have no idea. So that'll be at the end. This is Descendants of Cain. Now, I used to be Christian. I'm no longer Christian. I haven't cracked open a Bible in a long time. long time. So hopefully there's references I can get, but I'm expecting to miss a lot of stuff too. Let's jump in. Rest in peace, Ka. I obviously didn't know the man at all. I've only listened to Honor the Samurai, or Honor Killed the Samurai. So I don't want to act like I'm all, emotional or oh, we lost a great one. I just don't know anything about the guy. However, I do feel for his family. That's tough. Going into the holidays too, it's tough. It's tough. And I get emotional now because I'm not thinking about him specifically. I'm thinking about people in my life who are no longer around or probably won't be around for much longer. We all go through it. It's just part of life. All right, let's jump in. Descendants of Cain, 11 tracks, 33 minutes. Track 1's called Every Now and Then. Here we go. Listening to some Ka.
You seem to have great influence here.
Well, when age speaks, youth listens. Sometimes.
Every now and then. Every now and then. In the square off of the fair. Every now and then. Didn't talk, let it air. Every now and then. To get it in me, side with crooks. Every now and then. Inquisitively hit the books. Every now and then. On evade, I played the fool. Every now and then. Was help me lay a jewel. Every now and then.
I like that.
Love things I should have lusted. I rushed it. Snub things I should have trusted. My comments ain't for quick alignment. It's for full adjustment. If so who did it and shot with the cops, the hood's disgusted. As such, was in touch with the untouchable. Find out for really tough when the gun stuck to you. Bag and work with leeches, work with pieces that's flushable. Not with apes, walks to the train ain't safe, they had to usher you. No rush for structure, we is freewheeling. Need money to shuffle,
like the
that's why we in the
production,
street dealing. Ain't the door being on the floor, one to reach ceiling. Service from the borough churches, where they preach stealing. Only told truth, they gave loops with no fruits. They deeds disease the seeds, I produce produce. Was dropped to Gotham, I had to blossom and grow roots. We chase with product, got up on the shoulder with no boost. Every now and then, every now and then, I break my chains when I'm around the pen. Every now and then.
I just want to pause real quick to mention, I remember seeing something, maybe it was an interview with him, but he doesn't use drums in his tracks. And it's funny because when I listened to Honor the Killed the Samurai, I didn't even really notice there were not drums. But he said, or someone was telling me, I think it was him, maybe I was reading an article, I don't know, it was a while ago, that he does all these rhymes in his head just when he's out and about, either working or doing stuff. And so because they're in his head and he's just working on the rhymes, the drums were never there. So he doesn't add drums because they were never there to begin with. And so I always found that kind of interesting. The song structure came to mind in his mind, and in that self-building structure, because there were never any drums present, he just never felt the need to add them, which makes for a very, very different style. And it's cool because it's almost like a marker, like if you're listening to something and there's no drums, it's probably, especially the way his voice, like everything, like he just has a very distinct sound because of the absence of the drums. This is going to be fun going through the lyrics too. I'm going to enjoy this. This is why I'm doing each album one a day instead of trying to cram them all in one day, because my poor little brain will just be fried potatoes or whatever once we're done.
Mom's made rice, I ain't leave a grain. Nobody played nice, I was breathing pain. Had to cuff a gun, was nothing done in Jesus' name. Years of school was cool, but only street smarts we retain. Big risk for little rewards. Some of all these guns is trigger remorse. Another daughter on the border with a list to try and get it across. Too many married to games, they should have divorced. Of course, that's loyal to a fault. They said it though, you never know who loyal till you caught. People I love, blood is in the soil that I walk. When I'm curb served the servant, but it's royal when I talk. Every now and then, every now and then. every now and then.
I love this as every now and then.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
I hold court every now and then. I stole and fought every now and then.
It's like memories.
With their weight every
Darting
now
memories.
and then. Every now and then. I still feel hate every now and then. Every now and then. Caught fresh every now and then. Cultivated but divest every now and then.
God fresh every
Every
now
now
and
and
then.
then.
Ha.
My name shall be called Cain.
Thy name shall be called Cain. Now, the story of Cain and Abel I'm familiar with. This comes from the 1966 movie The Bible in the Beginning, based on the book of Genesis. Cain kills Abel? I forget who kills who. But it's the first murder, according to the Bible, the first murder that happens. Cain and Abel, of course, being the sons of Adam and Eve. Let's go through some lyrics here. Also brothers, so brother kills brother. That's also very important to the story. Offered a fare every now and then. Didn't talk. Let it air every now and then. So I like that. Sometimes I keep my mouth shut. Sometimes I run my mouth. I really like the whole concept of this track. Of just... sometimes I do this and sometimes you do that. And I feel like it's a great duality of both taking the time to understand yourself while also not understanding the things that you do. But in understanding that you don't understand, you can find understanding. That's what's that meme? The, hey dog, I heard you wanted some thing in your thing, so put extra things in your thing. It's kind of like that, right? It is interesting how you can sometimes step back and look at yourself and ask yourself, why the hell did I do that? And really not have the answer. But in a weird way, in not having an answer, you learn that there are things you're doing that you're, in a sense, almost unaware of. You don't know why you're doing them. So then you I don't know. Anyway, you guys get it. You get it. To get it in me, sat with crooks every now and then. Inquisitively hit the books every now and then. Won't evade. I played the fool every now and then. So sometimes I'm hitting the books to, sharpen the mind. And sometimes I'm off doing some stupid shit. But what's cool is I played the fool every now and then, which helped me lay a jewel every now and then. And I take that as I did something stupid, made a mistake, but I learned from that mistake. And in learning from that mistake, I was able to maybe gain some wisdom or pass that on to somebody else so they hopefully don't do the same thing I did. Loved things I should have lusted. That's a great line. I rushed at snubbed things I should have trusted. I love that it opens with I rushed it. Snubbed things I should have trusted. Like, to me, I'm not going to click on the annotation, but to me, I think of trusting in patience, trusting in time. But instead, I don't trust it. I want to hurry up. I want to get there, whatever that is. And so I rushed it, and I snubbed the wisdom of taking my time and doing it right or whatever. That can apply to so much in life. My comments ain't quick for alignment. It's for full adjustment. If saw who did it and chopped with the cops, the who's disgusted. Boy, that's come true lately with the Luigi, whatever his last name is, the shooting of the CEO. Everyone's disgusted at that guy who fucking at the McDonald's. Hey, I think it's the dude. Everyone's mad at that guy. As such, was in touch with the untouchable. Find out if you're really tough when the gun's stuck to you. Bag of work with leeches. Work the pieces that's flushable. Not with apes. Walks to the train ain't safe. They had to usher you. No rush for structure. We was free willing. Need the money to shuffle. That's why we're in the street dealing. Ain't a door being on the floor. Wanted to reach the ceiling. I wonder if that's a reference to being an underground rapper. Wanting some fame. Wanting some notoriety. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Here's the annotation. I like this a lot. This makes a lot of sense. The floor and ceiling are metaphors for class and wealth. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Furthermore, the imagery of a house is stretched with the adjective of a door. Okay, being wordplayed for a door. Thus, the door is a metaphor of opportunity. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well done. Good annotation right there. Well done. Service from the borough of churches where they preached steel and only told truth. They gave loops with no fruits. So fruity loops. They deeds disease the seeds. I produce produce. Yeah. I break my chains when I'm around the pen. I love that line. Every now and then, I break my chains when I'm around the pen. And, you know, the very little that I know about this guy, he was a firefighter for a long time, but he very much pursued his music. Very much pursued that. I actually was reading Wikipedia, and he was essentially saying, maybe it was an article, because I read a couple articles just briefly. But he's basically saying, my job is just my job. Like, I'm an artist, but my job is my job. So I like the line, I break my chains when I'm around the pen, as if I can finally be free, you know, to do what I want, be who I want, say what I want to say, all that kind of stuff. Mom's urged rice, I leave a grain, nobody played nice, breeding pain. Had to cuff a gun because nothing done in Jesus' name. So basically evil, right? It's just evil is afoot, so you got to have a gun with you at all times. Years of school was cool, but only street smarts we retain. Big risk for little rewards, Too many married to games they should have divorced. Yeah. All right, that's good. That's a good track. Let's move on to track 2, which is called Unto the Dust. And we'll see how this Descendants of Cain and Cain and Abel, how this all flushes out here. Looks like there's another skit here at the beginning. Here we go. Track 2, Unto the Dust.
And the meaning of Cain is possession.
Yeah, I was thinking over there.
Oh, wow.
I remember none of my people just dying of natural causes. Just passing away, you know what I'm saying? None of my people ever passed away. You know what I'm saying? I had to man up, another man down. At the least we stand fast, never stand down. My tools fire, move quiet, but the plan sound. Born head first in that damn land, I want that damn crown. The boys in blue clothes got new holes, new submissions. I give the great youth straight truth, no euphemisms. Y'all played the dozens, my favorite cousins spent their youth in prisons. They names known, came home, now the house got 2 religions. Peace be with you, walaikum salam. Make sure that peace be with you, lace to your palm. I went here's linear, danger round every bend. On a path for power, $50 was hated by many men. Street live, we die, we don't pass away.
Wow, I love this beat.
Take any task if you got cash to pay. On this earth, brave, known to earn. Birth the gravestone to earn.
Wow.
Descended from battered slaves, barricades only aggravators. Friends and foe dying, no line, grew up fighting gladiators. Whoever left sun soaking, it's unspoken. Gotta see 'em. We don't do arrests to the death, rules of the Coliseum. For those concerned, I learned from jailbirds, not for no frail curbs. Over here, the crack sales surge. I engine binging for years, blackmails purged. Want progress to not digest bullets and hell words. On this earth, brave, known to
I don't get that one. We'll have to go over that. Now digest bullets.
Before Semi's ear, shot plenty fears before I shot a gun. My heroes talk, take 0 shorts, of course I'm not the one. Mommy preach peace, but in grief, I'm a papa's son. Mantra of the land has never ran, man, even when the cops come.
This is a cool
Problems
beat.
be at the bottom.
Very cool beat.
That's where all the tops are slung. Hate the pull, but in beef, take no bull, only ox is brung. They blessed me with 20 FD, pray I don't have a toxic lung. I'm from the 70s, men in Lee's had us boxing young. I don't leverage hate, I educate, you better ask around. I'm tasking babes, passing grades, what you passing down? Street life,
this
we
beat.
die, we don't pass away. Take any task if you got cash to pay. On this earth, brave, known to earn.
Brave, known to
Birth, the gravestone to earn. On this earth, brave, known to earn.
Wow, man.
gravestone to earn.
Does one crime
Fucking. It's almost like a. It's almost like a haunting battle cry. Brave, known to earn, and I keep thinking. I'm thinking. The adjective. Right? Adjective brave. Like you're a brave person. You're brave. You charge into the thing. But I keep thinking of like an Indian brave. Like the Indian warriors. They're called braves. And in that context, the beat, it almost sounds like some sort of like primitive war drum, cry for battle type thing, but not a cry for battle, like this haunting drum, this haunting call. Almost like not in defense and not in offense, but like in the battle against evil type of a thing, like a battle against your soul type of a thing. I don't know. I hope I don't sound like too dramatic saying that, but that beat, there's just something very cool and very sinister about it. Let's go through these lyrics, man. And the meaning of Cain is possession. I did see in one of it's probably the Wikipedia article. Come a little close, sorry. I guess another concept in this album is about cocaine. So Cain, Descendants of Cain, Descendants of Cocaine, Crack Cocaine, something like that. So there's a couple parallels there. So I did see that as well. So I think here is the first kind of mention of that. The meaning of Cain is possession. I was thinking the other day, like, I wonder why none of my people just dying of natural causes, just passing away. Something with Ka, when I looked, apparently his cause of death has still not been released, which is unusual. It's been 2 months. There you go. I won't speculate on it, but there you go. There's information so far. Had to man up, another man down. At least we stand fast, never stand down. Yeah. So stand fast means you stay in place. That's a kind of a military term. Stand fast. You're there. You're at the ready. You stay there and you're ready to go whenever somebody calls on you. My tools fire, move quiet, but the plan sound. I like that. It's good wordplay right there. Move quiet, the plan is sound. I mean, it's a good plan, but also the word sound compared to quiet. Born headfirst in the damned land. I want that damn crown. The boys in blue clothes got new holds, new submissions. I give the gray youth straight truth, no euphemisms. I like that's straightforward, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot there. There's a lot being said there. As in, like, the police have new ways to trick you. And, listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. Y'all played the dozens. My favorite cousins spent their youth in prisons. The name's known, came home. Now the house has got 2 religions. Peace be with you. Oh, is it because they convert while they're in prison? Is that why? It's common for prisoners to turn to religion while incarcerated. Yeah, okay. Make sure that peace be with you laced to your palm. So a good play on words there with peace be with you and then a peace be with you as in a weapon. No one here is linear, danger around every bend. Good little wordplay there too. On a path for power when $50 was hated by many men. 50 cents? That's got to be a reference to 50 Cent. Many men. Many men. Yeah, okay. Hey, I picked that one up on my own. I actually knew that. All right. Hey, good for me. The old shiny bald head comes through once in a while, Street lives, we die, we don't pass away. Take any task if we got cash to pay on this earth. Brave, known to earn. And I do feel like there's something there, like a brave, a soldier, a warrior. But also the need to be brave in order to take on the task to make the money. Birth to gravestone to earn. Descended from battered slaves, barricades only aggravate us. Friends and foe dying, no lying, grew up fighting gladiators. Whoever left sun soaking, it's unspoken, you gotta see him. Whoever left sun soaking. What's this? Let's get any witness to a murder, don't talk about who did it. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Sun soaking. as in they're wet, as in they got shot. Right. We don't do arrests till the death rules of the Colosseum. So fight to the death. For those concerned, I learned from jailbirds, not from no frail curbs. Over here, the crack sales surged. Our engine binging for years. Blackmails purged. Want progress now? Digest bullets. This was the line that really I didn't understand. Want progress now? Digest bullets. Inhale words. Digest bullets. The only thing I can think of is somebody getting shot in the stomach. I don't know. I don't understand. This confuses me right here. But there you go. Before somebody's air shot plenty fares before I shot a gun. My heroes taught take 0 shots. Of course I'm not the one. That I also don't understand. I feel like there's double meaning there. That could go a lot of different ways. Oh, shorts. Take 0 shorts. Oh, shit. I was thinking shots, not shorts. Take 0 shorts. As in no shortcuts, I suppose. Mommy preached peace, but in grief, I'm a papa son. So that's got to be honor kill the samurai, right? Like, don't hurt no one, but pack a peace. Don't want to end up in a boggy bed. Yeah. Here we go. Here's the lyrics. Conflicted. Need you alive, please survive. You're my hood joy. Pops told me stay strapped, so I knew the shot it'd be a body or catch one. All right, that's fucking 2 references. Wow. 2 references I got. Problems we at the bottom, where all the tops is slung. Hate the pole, but in beef take no bowl, only ox is brung. Hate the pole, but in beef take no bowl. Take no bowl would probably be take no bullshit when you're in a beef with somebody. Only ox is brung, like that's an ox. Those are, a beast of burden, something that's big and strong to move things with. And maybe that plays into hate the pole. Maybe it means bring all your strength type of thing. I don't know. They blessed me with 20 FDs. That's got to be fire department. Pray I don't have a toxic lung. I wonder if that's a reference to the 9/11 first response. So that's another thing that I noticed. He was a responder to 9/11. He was in the fire department at that time. From the 70s, Men and Lee's had us boxing young. So that's got to be Lee's jeans. I don't know what the boxing reference is, though. Oh, Bruce Lee. Oh, yeah, and Lee is a jeans brand. Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. I don't leverage hate, I educate. You better ask around. I'm tasking babes, passing grades. What you passing down? All right, that's good. I like the beat on that one a lot. Let's move on to track 3. Patron Saints. Is Ka the only producer? I haven't even been looking. Oh, Preservation was the producer there. What about track 1? Ka. Okay, so Ka's producing on this track, Patron Saints. Let's jump in. Here we go.
Does one crime erase another? Friend, shall we turn dishonest because life is hard?
Yeah.
Ha.
I paint this for our patron saints. All our Santas carried them hammers. Our goddess counselors was talent scramblers. Spiritual leaders ran a number of old tycoons, moved, invest, and kept our money roll. We bought the noise, gonna bust, none of us altar boys. With army issue, harm and tissue, we ain't walk with toys. Where Raw's from, any wars, one of New York deploys. Made orphan Andes like all the families court destroys. It's the elderman, sold things, prayer, never sell again. Sun trust, bum rush if they ain't let us in. The lepers infected us, said it was medicine. When life is trouble, fight for survival, it's all it's ever been. Nothing blessed.
Cool beat
even
on
the
this one
bonds
too.
of friends is tested. Would you surrender if you did it, but your men's arrested? Our peacekeepers bust their gun repeated. Our caregivers stole everything we needed. It's D-Day. Each week in BK, you see us here grimacing. Never marinate on beef, you don't plan on finishing. It's every effort's for the record, we ain't here scrimmaging. Soon as sun starts shining, they trying to diminish him. They name behavior made us braver, thicker armor. Ain't kill who you aimed at, came back quick as karma. So far, haven't missed in the midst of drama. Now I notice them pick me up at they lowest, it's an honor. Our monks swore vow of silence to the jakes. Our yogis did stretches of state. I said Lancelot's at round tables cutting apes. Our mogul just caught another case. Started with less, then progressed to bare minimum. Can't just happen upon no chips, gotta be here winning them.
This is
That's
incredible.
What fool's for. Hungry if you lose a draw. Every session I'm pressing to press jewels galore. Used to violate, try and make, that's what every move was for. The only particular mission of the crew is accruing more. With impressive steel, dressed to kill. You know the lifestyle. Hit the curb to serve the early bird and the night owl. To fix these broken pockets, had to break some hearts. Can't be bothered to hit your target, gotta make some marks. Quiet and frigid disposition, growing up in the cold. Surprised I ain't get high from what I was low enough to behold. Like when Pop shot at the neighbor shop, put one in his head. He knew how he grew me, threw me the gun 100 and fled. Didn't play for Pole Rose, dispose of Exhibit A. How I was raised, I aged a few years in a day. If not elite, didn't eat if you didn't pray. As much as I heal, I had to deal with my scars are here to stay.
Jesus, man.
Our sensei spent days peddling. Our heroes sold heroin.
Wow. That was 2.5 minutes. Oh my God. I feel like I just went through like a lifetime. That's a lot. That's a lot said in 2.5 minutes. Something too about that like piano chord structure, the ascension of the chords. I liked how the piano kind of served as like almost like a bass line for the beat structure. Doon, 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 doon. But then it would like break off the beat too, and in its structure, in its cycle. Holy shit, there's a lot of lyrics. All our Santas carried them hammers. Our guidance counselors were talented scramblers. Let's I want to hit this last couple lines. Our senseis spent days peddling. Our heroes sold heroin. That right there alone. Holy shit, man. I mean, it really creates like to me, it creates like a crisis. The idea of looking up to someone. And, you know, we've almost all been through this at some point lately, it seems like, because it seems like every week here's something on social media about how awful this person actually is and the horrible shit that they did. And it's just over and over and over again. My God, man. What's that saying? Never meet your heroes. But the idea of our heroes sold heroin. Because then what does it say about just heroes? What does it say about the idea of heroes? What does it say about our looking up to a hero? Our perception of being able to identify someone who is a hero? Like, what does it mean for us if we look at someone and go, yeah, that's my hero, and then it turns out they're awful people. Awful people. It's almost like as someone who was Christian and then stopped being Christian, it's almost like a losing of faith, losing of religion type of thing. Because does it imply that there's no such thing? There are no heroes. There are no people to look up to. I don't think that's true, but I'm just trying to focus in on this feeling, this line. It's an empty feeling. The idea there's no heroes out there. No one doing good. And even the good do evil. Let's go through this a bit. I will try not to go through every line. But I do want to go through this. Spiritual leaders ran a number of hold. Tycoons, brooms, investors kept a money roll. We brought the noise. Gun'll bust. None of us altar boys. With army issue, harm a tissue, we ain't walk with toys. That I don't fully understand. The Ross from any wars was one of New York deploys. So like any soldier who's from New York was probably maybe. Made orphan Annies like all the families, of course, destroyed. It's the eldermen, sold things, pray never sell again. Son, trust bum rush if they ain't let us in. The lepers infected us. Said it was medicine. Life's tribal, fight for survival, that's all it's ever been. Nothing blessed, even the bonds of friends are tested. Would you surrender if you did? Would you surrender if you did it, but your man's arrested? Oh, interesting. So if your buddy gets caught for the thing that you did, would you turn yourself in? Our peacekeepers busted the gun repeated. Our caregivers stole everything they needed. Jesus. It's D-Day each week in BK, which I think is Brooklyn. You see us here. Grimacin, never marinate on beef you don't plan on finishing. Good little structure right there. I like that. Because every effort's for the record, and we ain't here scrimmaging. Meaning this ain't no pretend game. This is it. This is going in the books. This is for real. As soon as sun starts shining, they try and diminish him. The nay behavior made us braver, thicker armor. Ain't kill who you aimed at, came back quick as karma. So far, haven't missed in the midst of drama. Now I notice them pick me up at their lowest. It's an honor. That's nice to at least have that part, right? Maybe you can't trust your friends, and maybe these bonds are being tested and all this drama and this beef, but I notice them pick me up at their lowest. It's an honor. Well, I think I'm understanding that correctly. I'm assuming that the friends are there when you're down. Maybe I'm misunderstanding that, though. Our monks wore a vow of silence to the jakes. Our yogis did stretches upstate. So I don't really understand the monk and the yogis, but the jakes is the cops. Stretches upstate would be like jail time. So I don't really understand. Our Sir Lancelot's at the round tables cutting eggs. Let's go this annotation. Monks are known to swear vows of silence in order to aid their contemplation. Okay. Yogis are experienced practitioners of yoga, which involves stretches. Oh, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Lancelot was one of King Arthur's knights of the Round Table, famed as perhaps the best knight of them all. Ka draws a parallel between him and drug dealers. Oh, shit. Our mogul just caught another case. So a mogul is like somebody who is... It's not quite like entrepreneur, right? A mogul would be somebody who... From what I understand, like if you say somebody's a media mogul, then they're very successful in media. They're very successful at what they're doing, I suppose. And I think there has to be a business element to it. So a mogul catching another case would mean, the person maybe who's best in your group at handling the business is now being charged with the crime, which means maybe they're, even if they're the best, they didn't do it well enough, right? Because they're still getting charged. This line is incredible. Started with less, then progressed to the bare minimum. Now, I feel like you could go two ways with that. Started with less, meaning just less than the average, and then progressed to the bare minimum, meaning a decline. Or it means started from the absolute nothing, and then progressed to the bare minimum, which could be an incline. But either way, it's kind of fascinating to think about. Can't just happen upon no chips. Got to be here winning them. That's what food is for. Hungry if you lose or draw. Every session I pressed into press jewels galore. Used to violate. Here we go. I wanted to get into here. With impressive steel dressed to kill, the lifestyle. Hit the curb to serve the early bird and the night owl. To fix these broken pockets, had to break some hearts. I guess if you're broken pockets, you're broke. Your pockets are empty. They don't have any money. So in order to fix that, you got to break some hearts, meaning betray some people. Can't be bothered to hit your target. Got to make some marks. That's an interesting one too. Make some marks. I believe like a mark is somebody you can run a scam on. I don't know how that relates to can't be bothered to hit your target. I don't know. Quiet and frigid disposition, growing up in the cold. Surprised I didn't get high from what I was low enough to behold. And that ties right into our hero sold heroin. This final section is incredible. Like when Pops shot at the neighbor's shop. Put one in his head. He knew how he grew me, threw me the gun 100 and fled. Didn't play. For Poe arose, dispose of Exhibit A. So I think this says here, before Poe, so before the police arose, before the cops got there, dispose of Exhibit A, the gun. How I was raised, I aged a few years in a day. If not elite, didn't eat if you didn't pray. As much as I heal, I had to deal. All of my scars are here to say. Holy shit, man. So, well, I'm just going to take this at face value. I don't know if this is true or not, or if it's just a story, whatever. But imagine your dad shoots the fucking shop owner by putting one in the head and then tosses you the gun and $100 and takes off running. And you've got to get rid of the gun before the cops show up. And I'm assuming, too, the way this is explained, how I was raised, I aged a few years in a day. you're pretty young when this happens. That definitely implies, probably not an adult. That's wild. That's wild. All right, let's move on to track 4. My Brother's Keeper. Producers Animos. Okay, so there's some different producers in here. Dropping in track 4. Here we go.
Cain, where is Abel, my brother?
I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Question Cain asked God was, am I my brother? Kasim, a survivor. Vowed to be a pro, so when I grow, I'm a
Kasim
provider.
is Ka.
If you a
That's
king,
him.
esteem a queen. Don't deprive her. Make sure she the truth. Don't confide in a Delilah. You know she want the main cut. Fast as you can, slide curve her. Get the change up. With the great ox, moms call me chaos. The name stuck. Survived the illest setting with skill and blessing. It ain't luck. And my brothers. And my brothers. Keeper of the faith. In the street, used to keep it on the waist. Had enough grief, now wish to keep it in the safe. Them demons been eating. My people need a taste. If they any dirt and it was pertinent.
Great beat again. Haunting.
Rights offerings remain the aim. But they rejected like grains of cane. Cars speak fly. They saying it's plain. Perhaps they no match. Cause we was playing the flame. Every morning you saw the exercise. Defensive pose for foes, I don't recognize. Respect due to those that step two, never step aside.
It's
Always on watch for wolves. I
That's
got
great.
shepherd eyes. And my brothers. And my brothers. Keep for brushes with the Lord, they're combing the streets. Infested the justice, got the throne and fleece. Want a shot at the pie, better own a piece. Same for sport, once it's caught, we don't release. My birthright like a Sumerian. Made it out the belly with my cut like a cesarean. For girls robbing with hers. He wasn't married, man. And recall a second we balled. He got hairy then. Couldn't sleep, raised in the land of Nod. Every girl's abused, every man was scarred. They spit and tell ain't sitting well. Can't stand facade. Whoever held a hammer had a hand of God. To grip a pearl in wicked world. Not every jewel written. That shit on your bird if you're a stool pigeon. Each page can tell I'm engaged. Every jewel given. Life can end days fighting men, so at night duel women. And my brothers. And my brothers.
Huh. This is a good one too, man.
The deed of Cain was multiplied 1,000 times.
Which that's a fascinating little sample to use at the end of a song called Am I My Brother's Keeper, where there's a lot of talk about, well, just say for the sake, a general statement of intercity violence. Am I my brother's keeper? I had the great pleasure a couple weeks ago of my wife left for the day, and so I grabbed my son and we sat down and we watched Pulp Fiction together. And it was his first time watching that movie. That's a good movie, man. That last scene, I mean, there's so many scenes in that movie, but that last scene at the diner with Samuel L. Jackson and I am the tyranny of evil men, and you are the weak. But, obviously in that movie, his character is going through like this spiritual awakening and all that kind of stuff. But good old Ka, man. Good old Ka. Kasim, a survivor, vowed to be a pro, so when I grow, I'm a provider. If you're a king, esteem a queen, don't provide her. So take care of your wife. Make sure she's the truth. Don't confide in a Delilah. And I forget who Delilah is. Where is the mention of Delilah in this very long? The truth of a real queen is further revealed in the double entendre of the main cut, which references Delilah's betrayal as well as the financial motivation that drives her betrayal. Yeah. Delilah, who was bribed by the lords of the Philistines to find his weakness. Okay. After Samson confides in Delilah that if his hair is cut, he'll lose all of his strength. Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Fast as you can slide, curve her, get the change up. So get rid of Delilah, I suppose. Get your money up, take care of your queen, I suppose. Keeper of the faith, in the street used to keep it on the waist. Had enough grief, now wish to keep it in the safe. Fucking A. So keep his weapon behind. The demon's been eating. My people need a taste. Did any dirt and it was pertinent because we ain't leave a trace. Righteous offerings remain in aim. They're rejected like grains of cocaine. Righteous offerings rejected like grains of cocaine. Let's click on this one. This is a reference to Genesis 4:2. The conflict between Cain and Abel, which culminated in Abel's murder, began because God did not respect Cain's offering, right, of the grains he had farmed, right, preferring Abel's lamb, right. Okay, I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've touched the old Bible there. Been a while. Yeah. Good lines. Perhaps a no match, because we was playing in flame. Every morning, sure, you saw the exercise, defensive pose for foes I don't recognize. Respect due to those who step to, never step aside. I like that. That's good. Always on watch for wolves. I got shepherd eyes. Interesting. Always on the watch for wolves. I got shepherd's eyes. So there, ties into, am I brother's keeper? Sounds like he's trying to be. It's so far in this album and in some of the stuff he said in Honor, Kill the Samurai. Yeah, he's trying to be his brother's keepers. He's trying to speak the truth. He's trying to help people out, share some wisdom. This was a great line too. For brushes with the law, they'll comb the streets, right? So if you have any kind of run-in with the cops, they're going to do everything they can to try and find you. A fest that the jesters got the throne in fleece. I don't really understand that. I want to say like a fest as in like the cops spending all this time and money out there searching for someone who may have just had a little run-in, but really all they're doing is spending all this money chasing down something that's possibly, insignificant in the grand scheme of things. That's how I'll take that line. I'm not sure, though. Want a shot at the pie? Better own a piece. That's a great play on words right there. This ain't for sport. Once it's caught, we don't release. So, catch and release, sport fishing type of a thing. My birthright is Sumerian. Made it out of the belly with my cut like a cesarean, so like a C-section, making it out the belly. For goods Robin with hoods, we wasn't merry men. So play on Robin Hood, his merry men. Now the Sumerian thing, I don't remember much about the Sumerians. I don't know much about the Sumerians. He uses a double entendre of my birthright with a compound word, birthright meaning a position or an item given to someone solely based on their lineage. This leads into the simile, which references the ancient Sumerian civilization, which laid the foundation for the rest of society. Sumer was the first monarchy in human history. Interesting. So a child or relative would inherit the throne by birthright. Oh, also Sumerian civilization were the first to invent a written form of language. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. Learning all kinds of stuff today. Good old Ka. He's teaching. Ain't recall a second we balled, we got harried in. Couldn't sleep, raised in the land of Nod. I don't know that. Every girl's abused, every man was scarred. They spit and tell, ain't sitting well, can't stand facade. I like that. They spit and tell. Ain't sitting well, can't stand facade. So a facade is like a fake. So it's like everyone's running their mouth, telling everybody's business while pretending to be your friend type of a thing? Maybe. Whoever held the hammer had the hand of God. To grip a pearl in wicked world, now they bejewel written. They shit on your bird if you're a stool pigeon. So pigeons shit all over the place. If you're a stool pigeon, you're talking to the cops. If you're a bird, you're in prison. If you're in prison because you're ratting people out, but you still went to prison, probably gonna shit all over you. I'm assuming that's what that means. Each page could tell I'm engaged every jewel given. Good shit, man. We're 4 songs in. It's 50 minutes. I'm so glad I've decided to not try and do multiple albums in one day. Like, my brain is just going to be fried. Oh, shit. This is good. Let's move on to track 5. Solitude of Enoch. Produced by Ka. Here we go, track 5.
Hard to
Oh,
say
wow.
every sentence is pain. Brothers killing brothers, descendants of Cain. Props get knocked and don't mention the name. I had to steal all that time I spent in the flame.
But Cain rose up against Abel, his brother,
I had to steal all that time
and
I spent
slew
in the
him.
flame. Gotta be in grace first to fall from it.
Gotta be
That money chased birth to fall summit. Was wasteful as big eyes and a small stomach. Funny used to call my friends money, I lost hundreds. No land, sugar, no man, God fearing. Had death threats, if not death yet, I'm hard hearing. Revenge is the engine, with my heart staring. Enough disastrous crashes, had to start varying. Had to use your fists to change your fiscal. Figuring how to get rich became the ritual. As teens bought full magazines, we had an issue. We all had beef, but for dinner having gristle. All hooded, even
Good
headed in
wordplay.
doubt, I'm sure-footed. Fear-built relationships, rapport couldn't. Being jelly get you pop saying something that's off-putting. Feeling weak for being in love, like a more shouldn't. Was action pack catching captains to hay hub. For years spoken cold like every place bug. Since them duels in school, move like I taste blood. Fights bought 40 nights like the great flood. Still a nexus to the treacherous gutter. Kept two, never monochrome, my gift technicolor. Like the code of Joseph. Hope it don't affect
Cool
my
production on
brother.
this one, too,
Came
man.
in
I
and
love the
house
production
quick,
to this
had
album
to
so
protect
far.
my mother. One of my cousins said he was gonna beat me like my pops. I blacked out, was ready to leave him in the box. My sister calmed me down, saw me reaching for the shots. That's my linchpin since then, we've been on the rocks. It's hard to say, every sentence is pain. Brothers killing brothers, descendants of Cain. Props is getting knocked, and don't mention the name. I had to steal all that time I spent in the flame.
This is crazy good.
Every sentence is pain.
I like this one a lot.
Descendants of Cain.
Let him among you who is without sin cast the first stone.
May your life be fruitful if I appeal to you. I'm defense against temps trying to conceal the truth. Rather when I medicine, that's what a healer do. Our here was too rough to bluff, every dealer knew. But mine if it was gross, just hopes to net it. Did the most to cope when the coast wasn't copacetic. When I rapped to you was natural, no synthetic. Survivors in my fiber, it's my whole genetic. I rhyme like divinity. Times the enemy cry from the imagery. Where we stood, no neighborhood sinner free. From the curb of any deserve to win it's me. To quiet the stomach, we had to rummage. Congregate with all denominations, but wanted hundreds. I wanted hundreds. I wanted hundreds. We got it popping at the top of the morning. Couldn't imagine what mothers on gutter blocks was enduring. We took the hits cause the night was alluring. My boy back up top got popped for his urine. If a man slips, spank grip on his vice. We try our best to get it, to triple the price. Though crew did it for food, not to be dripping in nice. Play the stock, stacking my blocks, but liquid is nice. Known to throw trips, show fifths, step with the dice. Dust the dawn, much go on, no ubiquitous nights. They get paid out trade route like they shipping the spice. The meek herd turn the other cheek, I got different advice.
The meek herd turn the other cheek. That was a fucking banger right there. Let's go into it. Let's get into these lyrics, man. Hard to say. Every sentence is pain, and that's a. So I mean, Ka's just throwing out double meanings left and right, man. Hard to say because every sentence is pain. It hurts to say it, but every sentence, like a jail sentence, is pain. Brothers killing brothers, descendants of Cain. Props of getting knocked and not mention the names. I think that means, you get in a fight, someone beats you up or someone robs you or whatever, but you don't, go squeal. So props to you for not mentioning the names. Had to steal all that time I spent in flame. This opening line for the first verse is fantastic. Got to be in grace first to fall from it. How can you fall from grace if you were never graceful to begin with? That money chase birth, the fall summit. So I feel like that's a great double meaning because you can have a summit where everybody comes together to meet to talk about a thing. But to fall from a summit means to fall from the peak of something. If you're at the summit, you're at the peak. I think, right? I think so. Yeah. I forget the difference between a summit and a peak. Whatever. It's not the pass. Or maybe the summit is the lowest part of like a mountain range. I always called that the pass though. But it doesn't have to be. Anyway, whatever. You get the idea. Basically, if you fall from a summit, you're falling from up high. Yeah. One's weight's full as big eyes and a small stomach, meaning you scoop up all this food because you think you're so hungry, then you start eating and you only eat like a quarter of it and you throw the rest of the food away. Funny, used to call my friends money. I lost hundreds. From lowland, shook of no man, God-fearing, had death threats, not deaf yet. I'm hard hearing. So all these threats that have been made to him, he heard about them, but he hasn't died from them yet. So he's hard of hearing. Like the threat isn't coming through. I can't hear you. You can't get me type of a thing. Revenge is the angel with my heart steering. That's a good line. Enough disastrous crashes had to start veering. That's an even better line. Got to change your heart. You got to steer away from revenge. It's disastrous. It's only going to cause you to crash. Had to use your fists to change your fiscal. Figuring how to get rich became the ritual. As teens bought full magazines if we had an issue. So magazines, that's a double play of words here. Magazines for a gun, but a magazine like that you look at and read to become an issues, right? So if you had an issue, that's pretty good. If you had an issue, you're dealing with machine guns, but it's double meaning there. We all had beef, but for dinner having gristle. So we're all angry at each other. We've all got issues with each other, but everyone's poor. That's a kicker right there, man. Like, this is something I think applies to America as a whole. And this is something that's been very interesting with this CEO killing, man. It's brought us together. And boy, everybody's trying so hard to make us think, no. Remember, this is awful. While everybody goes, no, fuck you. That CEO killed how many tens of thousands of people all in the sake of money? Doesn't matter if you're left, right, atheist, religious, whatever. That CEO would kill anybody if it meant he could make money. And all of a sudden he gets popped. And what happens? People realize, hopefully, it's us. All of us having gristle versus them, the ones with all the beef. That's what it's really about. That's all it's ever been. Everything else is just fucking distraction. And the media is trying so hard to convince us. He's not a hero. He's not a martyr. This is a terrible thing that happened. Who was it? What's his name? Josh Johnson? He's a comedian, a stand-up comedian. He's been great. His comedy is very, like, almost educational. He's, like, giving these seminars with jokes, essentially. But he had a great thing about Drake suing UMG, and he was going on a bit about the CEO shooter and this Mario or Luigi guy. But, he pointed out, he made a great example of, they're trying so hard to make it sound like this CEO being murdered, executed, essentially, in broad daylight, how awful it is. But remember, not too long ago, all those pagers blowing up and how the media was like, isn't this crazy? Like, no sorrow, no remorse. It's not terrible, but all of a sudden one CEO dies and it's, oh, no, this is awful, awful, awful. It's just a great comparison, the way he did it. If you haven't heard Josh Johnson, I think that's his name. He's on YouTube. He does stand up, obviously. You can go to his shows and stuff like that. But check him out. He's good. I've been listening to him. He's entertaining. All hooded, even-headed, in doubt. I'm sure-footed. Fear-built relationships, rapport, couldn't. Fucking beautiful line. Painful, but beautiful. Fear-built relationships, rapport, couldn't. Rapport means if you get to know someone well and you can speak to them in a certain way, you don't have to, like, step on eggshells, essentially. You have good rapport with somebody. That means you respect them, you know them, you understand them, and you can speak to them in a way that's different from just someone you don't know that well. Being angelic get you pop, saying something that's off-putting, feeling weak for being in love. Now, what's interesting is he doesn't say like armor shouldn't. He says like amour. So let's click this one. This line is a clean triple entendre of the homophone armor, amour, amour. One wears armor to cover physical weakness, sure. The word amour literally means love in French, okay? And amour is a black African in Old English. Oh, fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Well done. Well done. Was action-packed, cut your cap just to hate the hub. For years spoke the code like every place was bugged, great line. Since them dudes in school move like I taste blood, it's like a shark in the water, I suppose. Hunting, always hunting. I guess that's going to be my guess. Fights bought 40 nights like the Great Flood. So I understand the Great Flood reference, but I don't understand the 40 nights, what that means also. He also is likely referring to 40-ounce bottles where when you pour. Okay, sure. Still a nexus to the treacherous gutter. So I think that line, a nexus, means this is actually to do with sales. I learned this when I was trying to sell merch, unsuccessfully. But if you have nexus in like a state, it means you're selling a certain amount or you're selling to enough places within the state that you're now qualified for like sales tax or something like that. My wife could explain it better than I could. She was very, very kind in assisting, aka by doing all of the taxes. She likes that shit. She kind of gets into it. I hate it. So I'm very thankful for her and her OCD in that category. So if you're still nexus in that context of what I'm talking about, if you say you're still a nexus to the treacherous gutter, that still means you're very much involved with the gutter. That's what that means. Kept 2, never monochrome, might give Technicolor, like the code of Joseph. Hope it don't affect my brother. Let's click this. I don't understand the Joseph one. Kept 2 guns at all times, sure. Technicolor was an early form of color film. Gave its name to Andrew Lloyd Webber musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which was an adaptation of the biblical story of Joseph, who was the favorite of his father Jacob. Oh, that's right. It was given a coat of many colors. He also had prophetic dreams that his brothers would bow down to him. This attracted the jealousy of his brothers, who plotted to kill him. Became man in the house quick, had to protect my mother. One of my cousins said he was going to beat me like my pops. I blacked out. I was ready to leave him in a box. That is very powerful, especially after Patron Saints. But imagine, I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot about his relationship with his father. He was going to kill his cousin for saying that. Kill him. My sister calmed me down, saw me reaching for the shots. That's my linchpin. Since then, we've been on the rocks. I forget what linchpin means. The long annotation, Jesus. I won't worry about that one. Let's go through this. I'm starting to get tired. It's been an hour of cranking on lyrics, but that's okay. Let's keep going. May your life be fruitful if I appeal to you. I'm defense against 10 trying to conceal the truth. What's this? According to the nation of gods and earths, or 5%ers, 85% of the population are blind to the truth of the world. 10% know the truth but conceal it from the 85. The remaining 5 have the responsibility to liberate the minds of the 85. Okay. Breaded when I'm medicine. That's what a healer do. Out here was too rough to bluff. Every dealer knew. Don't mind if it was growth. This hope's genetic. Did the most to cope when the coast wasn't copacetic. I like that. When I rap to you, it's natural, no synthetic. I like that too. Survivors of my father. It's my old genetic. I rhyme like divinity times the inner cry. The inner me cry from the imagery. Where we stood, no neighborhood sinner free. From the curb, if any deserved to win, it's me. To quiet the stomach, we had to rummage. To quiet the stomach, we had to rummage. Is that like dumpster diving? I don't know. Congregation with all denominations but wanted hundreds. I wanted hundreds. Feels like a double play between money and people. All right, let's keep going. I'm enjoying going through the lyrics. I have to be careful of my own stamina. The whole brain can only take so much. Let's move to track 6, which is called The Eye of the Needle. Producer is Ka. Drop it in track 6. Interesting.
I sketch pictures of stress. picturesque. His boys try to make noise when his start pitching.
Oh, wow.
From hurting blocks with working spots was big success. Stack digits, how you act will get us the biggest test. Alert nights, lifting dirt bikes, the kids impress. Those full of hustle will pull the muscle all day to stretch. They mumble lessons in jungle sessions, sipping blessed. All I heard was don't sleep, I ain't get the rest. Just a penny for the thoughts. After
Cool
dice,
song. I like
give
this
a
beat.
penny for them walks. It's a penny for the thoughts. Penny for the thoughts. My past bent me.
Lots of different
see it half
sounds.
empty. My
In
dean still trying to get clean from last century. Was truant kids, grew and lived through some trying years. My road led me from nose candy to pioneers. Style car utter, it's highbrow gutter. Even though the sounds grounded, crowds now hover. Can't appreciate winning if one never fails. Played all them games of chance, I got a head of tails. It's a penny for the thoughts. In the summertime, I had a semi in my shorts. It's a penny for the thoughts. It's a penny for the thoughts. It's a penny for the thoughts. At 10, visit cousins in the pen. Even then, I had some hawks. It's a penny for the thoughts. It's a penny for the thoughts.
And I kind of like these like
Penny for the
click
thoughts.
pop sounds that are going
Nickels
on.
with the grips. Had dimes tell me that they love me. It's a penny for the thoughts. Nickels with the grips. Had dimes tell me that they love me.
that
What
they
I
love
bring
me.
is worth much.
For our appetites been burned major. Had to sacrifice all and earn favor. Fly visitors become food, never return flavor. It's a course, life course, you don't get to learn later. We chose short-sighted goals, none so far. Chalking up my torches, how I torch y'all. Losers die, winners caught a war scar. We're only saying fuck what they enforce. Got a sports car. And the dreams of cutting nets to move some nicks. Crossed many with the semi. Did my time on the crucifix. Bleeding all the grieving made us extra grievous. Would've told Cav I love him if knew he was next to leave us. Powers that be trying to deceive us. Best believers. Hold the core, won't let the controller nor delete us. To the fetus, the wicked brew poison blend. The skinniest toothpick grew quick from boys to men. While I scored, many felt the sword and I enjoyed the pen. Poor when it broiled friend, I'm loyal to the voyage end. Rapidly keep my eyes moving, I couldn't fall in rem. Some equality, none in poverty, I'll be joyous then. I'll be joyous then. As long as I'm able-bodied.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his
Food on that table as long as I'm able-bodied.
Unto Abel and to his offering.
As long as I'm able-bodied.
But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
This outro is very interesting to me. As long as I'm able-bodied, put the food on that table. And it's coupled in with this sample of the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and his offering he had no respect. And I feel like that's what I was talking about at the very, very beginning of I wish some artists didn't get all the attention, all the fame, all the money, and others got nothing. I wish there was more even distribution, essentially. I wonder if that's Ka expressing that same idea. As long as I'm able-bodied, I'm going to put food on the table. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. It's called the eye of the needle. And there's a verse in the Bible somewhere about, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. And I have, every now, so like Christmas time, we go to my in-laws and they go to Christmas Eve service. So we'll be going to that tonight. And so every now, about once a year, I get about 20 minutes of Bible study, basically, from the sermon. And there was one year, I think, either that or I just is something I remember. But apparently the eye of the needle is also reference to, I guess, some of the structures back then where, like, the entrances to these gated areas would have, like, an opening. So it looked like the eye of a needle. But sometimes I don't know if this is true or not. This is just kind of what I remember, and it was a while ago. So, but it's talking about like, if the wind would pick up and the sand would shift, and then the entrance would get kind of clogged with sand. Sometimes they'd really have to like squeeze the camel through the eye to get inside the walls of these towns. So, I mean, that's one thing that's tough about the Bible. There's a lot of different interpretations and what it means and stuff like that. But that was just interesting. I had never heard that before, so I figured I'd share that with you guys. I had dimes tell me that they love me. Had tens tell me that they love me. All right. It's penny for the thoughts. In the summertime, I had to send me my shorts. Where was it? Penny for my thoughts. Something about walking away. After dice, never gave a penny for them walks. Never thought about, which means never thought about walking away. Never give a penny for them walks. Never gave a thought about, I guess, I don't know. I sketch pictures of stress, picturesque. Sure, as boys try to make noise with hits and start pitching less. I feel like that's another comparison to just the music industry, maybe different artists and stuff. Anyway, maybe not. I get hung up on my own ideas too much. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We all have bias. It's just a thing. It happens. I try not to fall for it, but we all fall for it. I fall for it too. From harding blocks where sport and spots was big success, stat digits, how you act when getting's the biggest test. Alert nights, lifting dirt bikes, the kids impressed. Those full of hustle, pull a muscle, or did a stretch. I like that. Pull a muscle, you have to stretch, or if you do a stretch, you're doing time. If you don't stretch before you do exercise, you might pull your muscle. Good bunch of meanings in there. My past bent me to see it half empty. My theme's still trying to get clean from last century. So that's interesting because this came out in 2020. Last century would be the 1900s, which said he was born in the 70s. He was 52 when he died, so he's 8 years older than me, which means he was born, early 70s. So he's still talking about whatever happened in the 70s, 80s, 90s when he says that. Was true in kids, grew and lived through some trying years. My road led me from nose candy to pioneers. So like from cocaine to speakers type of a thing, I suppose. The style called utter is highbrow gutter. I love that. That's great. Even though the sound's brown, the crowds now hover. What's the sound's brown? What's that about? Meaning his music has an abundance of knowledge and experience behind it. Oh, okay. Can't appreciate winning if one never fails. Played all them games of chance. Now I gotta have the tails. So I feel like that's talking about a game of chance would be, you flip a coin, heads and tails. And so I wonder if it's a reference between if you're heads, I win, tails, you lose type of thing. So maybe he's feel like he's won a bit and now he's got to take some losses. You can't appreciate winning if you don't fail. I don't know. For our appetites we burned major, had to sacrifice all to earn favor. Fly visitors, this was a great line. Fly visitors become food, never return flavor. So I feel like if you're fly, maybe you got on nice clothes, you're fancy, you got like a lot of flavor in how you're dressed and how you look. Which means we're going to rob you. So fly visitors become food. We're going to take all your shit. And then they never return. So all their stuff is taken from them. They've lost all their flavor. They're no longer fly. But you can also take that with like flies buzzing around food type of a thing. That's how I take that. I don't know if that's accurate. Sounds pretty good. Almost sounds like I know what I'm talking about. It's a coarse life course. A coarse being like rough. Like sandpaper is very coarse. It's a coarse life course. You don't get to learn later. We chose short-sighted goals, not sought far. Chalking up my torch is how I taught y'all. Losers die. Winners caught a war scar. So basically, both people lose. We only say fuck what they enforce. Got a sports car and the dreams of cutting nets to move some nicks. What's this? Net profit. Okay. What's the nicks thing about? Geez, a lot of explaining about net profit. The use of nets and Knicks also references the Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks. Oh, sure. Okay, that makes sense. Crossed many with the semi. Did my time on the crucifix, like praying for forgiveness. Bleeding, all the grieving made us extra grievous. How's that sound again? I wonder if it's just the cat. No, the cat's over there. So yes, last week I was doing a video. And I just started hearing something. I don't know what it is. But it's happening again. It's about the same time, too. 10 o'clock. Would have told Kev I love him if knew he was next to leave us. Powers that be trying to deceive us, best believe us. Holden Court won't let the control and alt delete us. So control alt delete is like a shutdown. Won't let the control and alt delete us. So there's like the controlling groups, maybe the alternative ideas. I don't know. But good little combination of words there. To defeat us, the wicked brew poison blend. The skinniest toothpick grew quick from boys to men. And that's a good double meaning, you know, growing up from a boy to a man, from a skinny kid to a full grown. But you grow quick because of the poison blend, I suppose. While I scored, many felt the sword, not enjoyed the pen. Cold when it boiled, friend. I'm loyal till the voyage end. Rapidly keep my eyes moving. Couldn't fall in rem. Rapid eye movement. Some equality, none in poverty. I'll be joyous then. I'll be joyous then. Yeah, I feel like he's expressing some of what I was talking about. Equality. None in poverty. None in poverty. That's all I want. You know, I love people rant and rave about billionaires and all that, and I'll do some ranting and raving about billionaires as well. Honestly, I don't have a problem with billionaires existing if there's also no poverty. That's fine. If everyone's doing okay, that's fine. Then I'm fine with someone just being disgustingly rich. But the fact that there are just however many hundreds of millions of people who are fucking just living in terrible conditions, no, I'm not cool with that. Let's keep going. Track 7's called Prey, produced by Ka. Dropping it.
Must we all suffer for what one man has done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I see from my level, the devil's in a serious phase. For smart fight, God might have to stop working in mysterious ways. The ghettos and fans prepared us to live in a cage. Still trying to find a silver lining from when niggas were slaves. It wasn't good where I stood at the precipice, looking for an exodus. It's trying, but tried to keep it alive during the death of this. Defined by most strenuous times, now told effortless. If urged for more proverbs, check my Old Testament. I like to write righteous, even though it's secular. Birth from the dirt like Adam, the patterns in my molecular. She's in line to be mine, make sure she woke before I slept with her. It's not respected wise to heckle guys who got the heckler. My past passions, what I pursued in my solitude. Was never gas, you could ask, I'm a solid dude. I learned to quiet my mind them nights, we was out of food. A few times almost expired, should have been tired, but I renewed. The place I fell from, I embrace and welcome. Play bad, cause bad, can't be mad whoever dealt him. If he in front of Maelstrom, I never felt him. Friends that died, I feel would have survived if I was there to help. As we bow our heads, may we please receive any yield. Please receive any yield.
Trippy production, man.
May we please receive any yield. With my last I asked, me and my man sacred matter. At the end ascend Jacob's ladder. As young and had to be hunted was the only way to gather. Was built climbing that filth time, now I'm trying to make it lather. Gig bang trying to hang before you learn ropes. My brave foes stay cold. They was never turncoats. In the hood, handsome don't matter. Girls want who earn most. Seeing killers let off steam, then return to scene is concerned folks. Pride should brew, and whatever you decide to do. At the height of that ready rock, every block was volatile. Hear the blast, any day could be your last, that was probable. They shot the guns, a lot of sons never returned as prodigal. For what I anoint on my cup, they runneth over. The drive that kept me alive is my cunning motor. End the month, cops tend to front when they under quota. Where it's hard to walk that straight line, drunk and sober. As we bow our heads,
holy shit, this is a great one.
Any yield.
Pray is a great one.
Please receive any yield for real. May we please receive any yield. As we bow our heads, may we please receive any yield. Please receive any yield for real. May we please receive any yield.
It just jumps right into the next one too. This is great. There's some great fucking lines in this. Must we all suffer for what one man has done? From what I see from my level, the devil's in a serious phase. For smart fight, God might have to stop working in mysterious ways. That shit is really good. Really, really, really good. We've heard artists, talk about, kind of talking about looking up at the sky and asking God, why do we suffer and why this and why that? And I feel like this is a different level because it's a very well done criticism and mixture of advice to God. Hey, might want to stop fucking around. If you actually care about us, maybe it's time to actually step up the fight because it sure seems like the devil's putting his work in. Good line right there. The ghetto's unfairness prepared us to live in a cage, still trying to find that silver lining when people were slaves. It wasn't good where I stood at the precipice looking for an exodus. So Exodus is about, I believe that's Moses and the Jews out of Egypt and all that kind of stuff. I believe. Was trying, but tried to keep it alive during the death of this. Defined by most strenuous times, now told effortless. If urged for more proverbs, check Old Testaments. That's good little line right there. I like to write righteous even though it's secular. I like this line a lot. Bird from the dirt like Adam, the patterns in my molecular. So the story of Adam, of course, God, forms the body out of the dirt and then blows the breath of life into it, and then, such is born. And the idea of the patterns in my molecular, meaning we all come from that kind of a thing. She's in line to be mine. Make sure she's woke before I slept with her. What does that mean, though? She woke. Tabla Chandra woke to be conscious, yeah. It's weird because the word woke has changed so much. I mean, this came out in 2020. The word woke has changed so much in 4 years. Woke, I actually kind of used to understand and somewhat agree with the complaints about being woke and what that meant. Now I don't even know what the fuck woke means anymore. It's like, they just announced The Witcher 4, which is a video game. So then people are all pissed off. It's gone woke because one of the main characters, Ciri, is who you play as now, but she doesn't. I don't even want to explain because it's so fucking stupid. These people that are so fixated on woke and anti-woke, it's just brain rot, man. God damn. Touch grass, or as Kanye would say, find God. Right? Oh my God, woke. It's the obsession over woke is ridiculous. What was I talking about? No idea. I like this line a lot too. Was never gassed. You can ask. I'm a solid dude. Honestly, that's kind of cheesy for Ka talking about a gas and a solid. It's a funny line, but that's kind of cheesy. I feel like that's him being silly. That's his version of being silly. I learned to quiet my mind them nights when we was out of food. A few times almost expired. Should have been tired, but I renew. The place I fell from, I embrace and welcome. Played bad cards bad, can't be mad at whoever dealt them. I kind of like that. Sometimes it's a great metaphor, you get dealt a bad hand. But in that situation, you can also play that hand poorly or well. Now, obviously, if it's a bad hand, you can't play it that well, but you could, make the best potential outcome of it. But the idea of if you get a bad hand and then you just play it like shit, well, you really can't be mad at the person that dealt them to you. It could go either way, too. You could get dealt a good hand and play it poorly. If he ate from the maelstrom, I never felt him. This one's haunting, this line. Friends that died, I feel would have survived if I was there to help them. With my last, I asked me and my man's sacred matter at the end to send Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder, Jacob, he's like sleeping, he has a pillow, the rock pillow, and then God visits him or something. I can't remember that one. Or it's like an angel comes down a ladder or something like that. Yeah, I keep thinking, I wonder why it's all Old Testament. Well, fucking Cain and Abel. It's all Old Testament. That's why. All the references are Old Testament. This is a good line, too. As youngins had to be hunters was the only way to gather. And so, hunter-gatherer type thing. This was a great line too. My brave folks stay cold. They was never turncoats. They stay cold. They don't rat you out. They cold. They keep their mouth shut. They're brave. They never turn their coat on you. They don't betray you. They stay cold. That shit's great. Great. In the hood, handsome don't matter. Girls want who earn most. Seen killers let off steam, then return to scenes as concerned folks. Shit, man. Jeez. Good shit. This is another. This. I feel like this lyrically. This is like one of his best songs on this album, man. End of the month, cops tend to front when they're under quota, where it's hard to walk that straight line, drunk or sober. Meaning, they're just gonna come fuck with you and fuck with you and fuck with you and fuck with you until you screw up. Ah, we got you, and we had to get you. We were just gonna mess with you until it doesn't matter. Like no matter what you do, you can't walk a straight line. Doesn't matter if you're drunk, sober. You're gonna break a rule, and we're gonna bust you for it because it's the end of the month, and we got to get our numbers up. Good shit, man. Well, I mean, that is not good, but this song is good shit. Okay, Land of Nod is track 8. And there was a reference to it earlier, hours ago. I can't believe it was an hour and a half. I've done 7 songs in an hour and a half. This is ridiculous. At one point, I was thinking to myself, I should speed it up. But it's like, no, man, no. People can skip. You can move around, watch what. I mean, it's not like you're required to watch the whole thing. People can do whatever they want. I want to pay my respects to Ka. I want to spend time with the work that he made. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm letting it just be what it is. If it takes forever, it takes forever. It's fine. Okay, track 8, Land of Nod.
Love Brooklyn, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Yo, love Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yo, peace to people be like, yo, you rhymes is crazy, but I ain't that good, man. You can tell I'm the fact, the native. I live this vivid shit. I ain't that creative.
I hate that creative.
You can tell I'm the fact, the native. I live this vivid shit. I ain't that creative. Had to repel comp to get things clicking. Pack back from Belmont with slim pickings. Said what up, cause it's love, before there was anything crippin'. Hit over 45 winners, I ain't no spring chicken. No arrest, just a few court summons. Got someone along for me after knowing my shortcomings. Death toll highest from hot, I'm wishing for short summers. And trust is a must before we could talk numbers. I delete the doctrine if Patrice an option. Must defend if up to them we be locked, eating toxin. Flame it to in plain view, could never let the cops in. At least 1 foot in squares where we reveres boxing. String itchy trigger fingers where they act rash. Could tell I had a wag pass. The opponent every waking moment trying to stack cash. Come through bricks, new whip equipped for backlash. You could tell I'm the fact, the native. I live this vivid shit, I ain't that creative.
I like the chorus a lot. That's a great chorus.
Shit. Fees took grams as we shook hands. Cause neither had a fair shake. Already living with prisoners, I couldn't be scared straight. Didn't invite friends over, cause never had a spare plate. Anyone who made it out of here, I wouldn't dare hate. Generally outgoing, but around a decoy. Malays most days be years before I speak joy. What they profess is estrogen, and I don't eat soy. And I can't party when they party trying to kill each boy. Moses to the hoes learned from burning bush. Had to have some pull before I should turn to push. Was on the corner by night, confirmed as rooks. But made more on the job than was earned as crooks. Put part of me in the art, like I'm pending independence. Invested since the beginning, and the end I want percentage. When night's over, might know, depending what the sentence. Was always the same one word when my family got the sense. You could tell I'm the fact,
same
native.
one word.
I live this vivid shit, I ain't that creative. You could tell I'm the fact, the native. I live this vivid shit, I ain't that creative.
Where's Pop? Where's Pop?
Brooklyn forever, homie. All right, big bro. Stay up. Show.
These
There's some killer lines in this track. Said what up cuz it's love, for there was anything crippin'. Did over 45 winters, I ain't no spring chicken. So he's well over 40 when this album came out. Almost 50. No arrests, just a few court summons. Got someone to long for me after knowing my shortcomings. That's a great one. Someone who still cares for me. They long for me. They love me. They want to be around me, even though, they know I'm flawed. Death toll highest when hot was for short summers. And a trust is a must before we could talk numbers. I delete the doctrine of retreat's an option. Must defend. If up to them, we'd be locked, eating toxin. Flaming tool in plain view. Could never let the cops in, so he must like keep a gun on his fucking table or something, right? At least 1 foot in the square is what we revere as boxing. I don't understand that. At least 1 foot in the square is what we revere as boxing. Huh. I just love, you can tell I'm a native. I live this vivid shit. I ain't that creative. I love how he's like, I'm not good enough as a writer to make this up. Like this is the life that I've lived. Great line right here. Fiends took grams as we shook hands because neither had a fair shake. Great line. Great line. You're shaking hands to hand off the drugs. Neither had a fair shake, meaning they both got screwed over in life because one's selling drugs and one's buying them to use, right? So yeah, both people in that scenario have had a bad go at life. Already living with prisoners. I couldn't be scared straight. So there was that TV show or whatever, the reality show Scared Straight, where they put the kids in prison to scare them out of doing bad things, whatever. Didn't invite friends over because I never had a spare plate. Anyone who made it out of here, I wouldn't dare hate. Generally outgoing, but around the decoy malaise most days. Be years before I speak joy. When they profess, what they profess is estrogen. I don't really understand this part. What they profess is estrogen. I don't eat soy, and I can't party when they party. Trying to kill each boy. So what is this about? There's a lot of debate over the long-term effects of eating soy-based foods, including the potential of soy compounds to disrupt the human endocrine system and mimic the primary female sex hormone estrogen. Consequently, soy has become post-millennial byword for emasculation. Soy boy, which I've heard, has made clear in cause story that shoots no place for anyone who isn't strong. Sure. I can't party when they party trying to kill each boy. Oh, shit. What's this about, then? And it's just an unreviewed annotation with one downvote. It says, is this line about trans people or is it more literal? I don't know. Who knows? It could be. It could be. Moses to the hose learned from the burning bush. So Moses, I don't know what the fuck this means, but Moses split the Red Sea. So you could, right? It was the Red Sea? I think it was the Red Sea. So you could take that in a certain context if you wanted to. Splitting the Red Sea. Learned from the burning bush. The first thing I think of was like STDs. I don't know. Who fucking knows what the hell he's talking about there? I have no idea. No idea. Had to have some pull before I should turn and push. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I like this next one, though. Was on the corner by night, confirmed as rook. So that's chess pieces right there. Talking about chess pieces. And, a literal version, but also a metaphor for chess pieces. But made more in the job that was earned as crooks. Ah, interesting. Put part of me in the art like I'm pending an appendage. Invested since the beginning. In the end, I want percentage. When night's over, might know it. Dependent with the Descendants. Was always the same one word when my family got the sentence. What is this? What does this mean? A one-word jail sentence, would most likely be life, as in life imprisonment. Ka also plays with the words word and sentence. Well, yeah. Okay. Anyway. Good one. Let's keep going. Sins of the Father. This one has the most streams. 1.5 million. Was so pretty popular off the album. The most popular off the album. It's featuring Rock Marciano, who I don't think I've listened to before. Has been mentioned and produced by Rock Marciano. Here is Sins of the Father.
These are the children of misery, the afflicted, the hopeless, the oppressed.
Still but my arc in the face of ridicule. The ways left a bad taste when the bitter do. Was fuming running on E, ain't have a bit of fuel. Hair repair was passive fair, had to get a tool. Saw too much to have blind faith. Child was laced with sour grapes. This ain't a divine place. Them long lags of stagnation made the mind race. Being lost like this, I had you in a confined space. Of course, for my life to alter, had to sacrifice. Days we is forced to fast, pray for rapid nights. Truthfully, won't see the future moving with parasites. If mentors ain't dispensed with war, you got bad advice. To say rest in peace, the only peaceful gathering. Another track and field, leading with the javelin. Was only scheming, cause couldn't reason with my abdomen. Still back to more Virgin Mary than Mary Magdalene. They used to call us demons.
Interesting beat.
But if they was feeding us, we might have had obedience. You know my stock was only good as my ingredients. The system only leaned on us, never showed us lenience.
My punishment is greater than I can bear.
Reign in hell or serve in heaven. Take from the world or earn your blessings. I heard verbatim from an angel's message. My left shoulder there was Satan finessing. I burnt the sage in the name of protection. Be James Evans and Rayful Edmonds. It's a dirty game of chess and checkers. Get paid to be left naked and desperate. I lit a candle and played Jamaican records. Prayed and rested next to my favorite weapons. Saved my bread up and then made my exit. I'm going back and forth with the thoughts of quitting like table tennis. But what's the game if the players ain't in it? Every pen ran out of ink on the day this was written. Cain killed Abel in prison while upstate on a visit. They so quick to trade and hate on a nigga. Nothing my radar couldn't pick up. We overcame greater odds to be winners. Harsh winners. No looking back, we break the mirrors. Great spirits, we gave the devil a grace period. The wicked's baptized in Lake Superior. My lady from Syria. My interior Siberia. My eyes still teary. Nothing could cheer me up. This is the criteria.
From the veil, still paying for the sins of my father.
From the island, still paying for his sins. He was wildin'.
From the veil, still paying for the sins of my father.
From the island, still paying for his sins. He was wildin'.
Time for clemency, change the verdicts. Whatever he did, we ain't deserve this. Time for clemency, change the verdicts. Whatever he did, we ain't deserve this.
We have an iron motto. We live well, we die well.
Then thou shalt give.
I love how the songs just string together too. Dude, Ka has got great pen. Great pen. Still built my ark in the facade of ridicule. The waste left a bad taste when the bitter duel. Was fuming, running on E, ain't have a bit of fuel. I love that. So fumes, I'm running on fumes, like there's no actual liquid left. It's just like the vapor because there's, you're running on E. Here, repair was past a fair. Had to get a tool. Repair was past a fair. I mean, I can't fix it. Had to get, you go get a tool to fix something, but it doesn't, no, there's no fixing this. I got to go get a tool. I got to get a gun. Like, we're beyond repair here. Saw too much to have blind faith. God, that's a good line, too. Chow was laced with sour grapes. This ain't a divine place. So sour grapes means you're bitter over something. You're mad over something. Well, not mad, but like you're bitter. You can't let it go. That type of thing. So chow, if chow was laced with sour grapes, then that means you're sitting down and eating with someone, and they're pissed off at you at something, and they cannot let it go. They've always been pissed off at you over this one thing. They're still pissed off. They got sour grapes. The long lags of stagnation made the mind race. God. Coming from an underground artist, that line, to me, speaks so much. The long lags of stagnation made the mind race. Like, being lost like this, this will have you in a confined space. So like, I just wonder, if it's a reference to, trying and trying and trying and trying, and it's not really blowing up, and how that would drive you crazy. Your mind is racing, trying to figure it out. I'm making killer art. Like, what's the deal? How come I've gotten a little traction, but not a lot of, like, why isn't it blowing up, That type of thing. And then being lost like this will have you in a confined space. Like, that's great, because you can't get lost in a confined space, because generally, like in industry, confined spaces, that's hard to get into. I actually forgot the criteria of a confined space now. There's 3 criteria, and I forget them. Anyway, usually confined space is like a dangerous work area because of usually atmospheric hazards in there, or depending on the work that's being done, like you can't get out and so there's an entrapment, like engulfment type of a hazard there. But a confined space, you're not going to get lost in one. Generally, they're not big. They're not big. But being lost like this, this will have you in a confined space. It makes me also think of like a padded room where you're going crazy. Of course, for my life to alter, had to sacrifice. Days we was forced to fast, prayed for rapid nights. Truthfully, we won't see the future moving with parasites. If mentors ain't dispensed with war, you got bad advice. If mentors ain't dispensed with war, you got bad advice. I don't get that. They say rest in peace, the only peaceful gathering. Another track and field leading with the javelin. Was only scheming because couldn't reason with my abdomen. Because I was hungry, maybe? Scheming because I was hungry? Still bagged them all. Virgin Mary to Mary Magdalene. They used to call us deviants, but if they was feeding us, we might have had obedience. Yeah, so hunger right there, I guess. My stock was only good as my ingredients. Sure. The system only leaned on us, never showed us lenience. That's good too, man. Let's check out Rock Marciano's. Reign in hell or serve in heaven. Take from the world or earn your blessings. I heard verbatim from an angel's message, my left shoulder, there was Satan finessing. So this back and forth of, give it to me now or earn it type of a thing. I've heard the sage in the name of protection be James Evans or Rayful. I don't know who this is. James Evans was a relatively poor but honest father in the family sitcom Good Times. Rayful Edmund, on the other hand, was a drug kingpin credited with introducing crack cocaine to Washington, D.C. area. Okay. Who became incredibly wealthy before he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Okay. It's a dirty game of chess and checkers. I like how chess is the metaphor for, the earning your blessings, and the checkers is the metaphor for the cheap and easy way, the fast and easy way. I lit a candle and played Jamaican records, prayed and rested next to my favorite weapons, saved my bread up, then made my exit. Going back and forth with the thoughts of quitting like table tennis, but what's the game if the players ain't in it? I like that a lot too. Every pen ran out of ink on the day this was written. Cain killed Abel in prison while upstate visit. I love every pen ran out of ink on the day this was written. So does that mean he was just writing and like scratching stuff out and rewriting it and writing it again and rewriting it? I don't know. They're so quick to trade and hate on a person. Nothing on my radar could pick up. We overcame greater odds to be winners, harsh winters. No looking back. We break the mirrors. Grace spirits. We gave the devil a grace period. The wicked's baptized in Lake Superior? I don't know. Isn't that like cold water, I'm assuming? My lady from Syria, my interior Siberia. I like that. My eyes still teary. Nothing could cheer me up. From the Ville, still paying for the sins of my father. From the island, still paying for his sins. He was wildin'. All right, let's move on to track 10, which is called Old Justice. Drop it in. This is produced by Ka.
Then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe.
We was living in the living room. Can't wait for it to come, need to get it soon. Cousin said he gonna get off a key, better get in tune. Next weekend could be eating with a bigger spoon. Soul raw, no more scraping the bottom. Brave the corner where ain't no taking the solemn. Greet all with aggression, assuming they waiting to rob him. Thought he was moving solution without equating the problem. When young in the flesh, hunger the best motivator. That's word, you heard out here if you don't know the nomenclature. Shark sling, cause only thing you couldn't own was paper. Fan, we bleed, ain't guaranteed staying home is safer. Mass bandit, I suggested, what I flash demanded. Pull solo missions, wishing to get off mass transit. Letting shit pass, that's how you get your ass handed. Old Gordy thought he was fly, till he crash landed. Here cake exists only for those that take the risk. If the Lord offer, would you learn how? Or take the fish? No dandelions, nice. Like I handed irons to make a wish. Live to hate, to the state was just another ape to frisk. Was forgotten and forgotten. Think covenant was rotten. Them days everything was grave. So we was plotting. Never cut my hand, fuck with Sam, threw us out of guilt. We ain't awkward that block of cheese and powdered milk. Graduated hard knocks where there's no diplomacy. Shine, hope downs, pay attention, and cops don't notice me. After Gray said break bread, my friends ate. The sight was muddy, the cycle bloody till all my men straight. Till all my men straight. Around here, everybody know the truth. A body for an eye, a body for a tooth. That's why I kept a shotty on the stoop. A body for an eye, a body for a tooth. This rule applied to all recruits. A body for an eye, a body for a tooth. That's why they did they 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s. 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s. Did they 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s? They kill you for the truth faster than the lies, man. 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s. Being so close to death made us more alive. 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s. 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s. 1, 2 with 3, 4, 5s.
I like that one. God, I like this whole thing, man. It's tough. Like, obviously, I enjoy sitting and talking about the lyrics and trying to break them down. And obviously, that's essentially my job, right? And obviously, every now and then, I still get these messages. It's great. But people will say, hey, I really enjoy listening to you, like, try and figure this out and take it apart, because every now and then people say I've helped them enjoy some of the music that they like even more, which is great. But sometimes with albums like this, where the song feeds into the next one and feeds into the next one, it really kills the flow, But I mean, I know you guys understand that. It's just the name of the game, essentially. But all that to say, I'm looking forward to just kind of putting this on and letting it roll, It does help me on my additional listens, having already gone through the lyrics in bulk and having a general idea of what's being said, because then I feel like I can simmer in the sauce a little better after that, rather than just trying to catch it and not really, missing a lot of lyrics, especially with somebody like Ka, who puts all these double meanings everywhere. We was living in the living room, can't wait for it to come. Need to get it soon. Cousin said he's going to get off a key, better get in tune. I love that. He's going to get off a key like a kilo, a kilogram, right? But he's saying it key as in like a note, so you better get in tune, like you're fucking up. Don't do that. You're getting out of line. By next weekend, could be eaten with a bigger spoon, sold raw, no more scraping the bottom. Brave the corner where ain't taking no asylum. I said that wrong. I said it wrong. Read all with aggression, assuming they wanted to rob him. So he's on the corner. I am assuming this is like a story about his cousin. He's all freaking out, assuming everyone wants to rob him. Thought he was moving solution without equating the problem. I love that. So he's trying to sell this key. He thinks it's a solution, but he's not really solving the equation. So he doesn't understand what the actual problem is that he's solving. When young in the flesh, hunger the best motivator. That's word. Get hurt out here if you don't know the nomenclature. Shark slingers. The only thing you couldn't loan was paper. Family bleed. Ain't guaranteed staying home was safer. Family bleed. Mass bandit, I suggested. What I flashed, demanded. So it's like if you're a robber, like, hey, give me your money. And the person, it's at first it's a suggestion. And if the person resists, then you show them your gun, and now it's like, I'm telling you, it's not a suggestion. Both solo missions, wishing to get off man's transit. I'm assuming that means like hoping to make enough money though you don't have to like take the fucking bus or the subway anymore. Letting shit pass. That's how you get your ass handed. So I think this one has a very funny double meaning. If you let things slide, then it's going to come back to get you. Like, you're just going to get your ass beat because of it. Or not necessarily your ass beat, but you're going to get taken advantage of. You get your ass handed to you, essentially, because you're letting these things slide. But, like, in the wording sense, letting shit pass. That's how you get your ass handed. Like if you try to fart, but you kind of shit your pants, but then you keep doing it, but then you have to check your ass to see if you actually shit. That's the only thing I can think of. You're all ass-handed. Because did I? Oh, no. I don't know. Let's click this one and see. Let's see. Here's what the annotation says. If you get too confident and start relaxing, letting shit pass, you'll quickly end up losing everything and getting your ass handed. Sure. Additionally, when you literally let shit pass on the toilet, you need to wipe afterwards, hence your ass handed. Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking like shitting your pants. I don't know why. I don't shit my pants on a regular basis, I promise. Just on an irregular basis. But yeah, okay, all right. I was on point with that one. All right. All gaudy, thought he was fly till he crash landed. That's pretty easy to understand there. Here, cake only exists for those that take the risks. If the Lord offered, would you learn how or take the fish? Brilliant line. Brilliant line. Because it's playing off of give a man the fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you'll feed him the rest of his life. If the Lord offered, would you learn how or take the fish? So who knows exactly what he's talking about here in terms of what the Lord is offering. But it's very much an idea of, will you take the time to understand it so that you can better yourself for the long run? Or if you're just going to take it and not learn from it and not better yourself from the long run. So if it's like a blessing or who knows, right? It's a kind of a general statement in terms of what the offering specifically is. But I love how he phrased that. Very well done. No dandelions. I got handed irons to make a wish. So if you're a child, you can like blow a dandelion and make a wish and all this other stuff. But the handed irons to make a wish. Handed irons. Let's check that out. I think Ka is trying to say that when growing up in a harsh environment, just wishing wouldn't get you anywhere. You had to take what you wanted, gun in hand. I don't know. I got handed irons to make a wish. I almost wonder if that's like a... I got handed iron. Like, I think of handcuffs. Handed irons. Your hands are in irons and you're wishing they weren't. That's my guess. I have no idea. Lived to hate. To the state was just another ape to frisk. Was begotten and forgotten. The covenant was rotten. Them days everything was grave, so we was plotting. Never cupped my hand. Fuck what Sam threw us. Never cupped my hand. Fuck what Sam threw us out of guilt. Wayne, awk with it. That block of cheese and powdered milk. What is that about? Uncle Sam. Oh, Uncle Sam. Of course. The block of cheese. Government cheese. Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Graduated Hard Knocks, where there's no diplomacy. Shine, hope dimes, pay attention, and cops don't notice me. So you want all the pretty ladies to see you, but the cops you're invisible to, right? That's good. That's good. And then this hook round here, everybody knows the truth. A body for an eye, a body for a tooth. This rule applies to all recruits. Being so close to death made us more alive. Pretty wild, man. All right, here we go. Final track. It's called I Love, and it's Mimi, Moms, and Kev. And Kev, we already know, is gone. Final track of Descendants of Cain. Here we go. Drop it in. Track 11.
I love.
Oh.
I love. Pick me up when I was at my lowest. Used to hardly get spelled, now I'm held with the poets. That was all you're doing. Was filthy, you built me when I was all ruined. How you soaked me with compliments really helped out. Boasted all confidence in my self-doubt. Was dying for my thirst, you was clearly a well. It eventually made me empty, I was merely a shell. None observer was on the verge of cracking. Till you said I had a gift when you heard me rapping. With your warm responses, I was taken aback. Former partners had me feeling like what I was making was whack. Didn't offend me, saw something in me, I was blind to. Who knew to finish finding me, I had to find you. Closed the thought, support was life-saving. Not death is minor, cause you got me living life major. I stay forever, you make me better. I love. Since birth, when hurt or sick, only person I seek could write a play about strength on how you work in the week. One to give you the world, I saw you here struggling. All praise to the Father, I had you here mothering. Sorry for the times I was belling in my teens, but you know I had felon in my jeans. Was bad man in badlands chasing desire. From viewing what you went through, I learned grace under fire. You saying you proud of me, the sweetest words ever. Pure soul, I know, moms, you deserve better. Whatever ailments you nursed me, back to health. Defend me even when the enemies infect myself. Showed me love when all I seen was hate. Said I was special to impress you, wanted to be seen as great. It's my kiss to thank you for the unconditional. And though I may not see you as much, I'm always missing you. Sacrifice was a fact of life. I love. Held me down when I needed it most. Whether shoulder to cry on or I needed the toast. And would never let me go it alone. Everybody called it the slum, but we know it is home. From where we from, we supposed to be thug. We both shared a different dream, we was closer than blood. Learned from you how to pour my heart in a song. Way ahead of your time, it was just hard to get on. Ain't gonna lie, just wanted to buy houses for the fam. Move them out the hood, give them thousands and some land. Them night sessions of eternal life lessons that I still use today when I'm uptight stressing. Always said we was veteran survivors, and even though you passed, you'll forever be the livest. Was an honor to see you shine, I was blessed, son, cause in the end, as far as friends, you was the best one. Gave so much and behaved so clutch. I love.
Wow.
Health, prosperity, life to you.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I almost lost my shit on verse 2. Almost lost my shit on verse 2. That was beautiful. So I'm assuming Mimi is his wife? I'm assuming? Mom's is obvious, and then Kev, who we learned in a previous song, has died. I cannot read verse 2. I will fucking crack. I will completely break. I can't read verse 2. Beautiful. Ah. Did you see it? Like, even just like scrolling to it, I could just feel the emotion coming. Like, no. We're just, I can't read verse 2. I'll just start crying. And I don't have a problem with crying. That doesn't bother me. I'm not embarrassed by it. But like, I would really rather, after having spent 2 hours here, not spend 20 minutes trying to read the verse. All right, so we're just gonna leave verse 2 alone. It's beautiful. I'm gonna assume this first one, Mimi, is his like first I was thinking maybe it was like an aunt or something, but let's read it again. Pick me up when I was at my lowest. Used to hardly could spell. Now I'm held with the poets. That was all your doing. So I wonder who this person is, and when they came in. Was filthy, you built me when I was all ruined. How you soaked me with compliments really helped out, boasted all confidence in my self-doubt. Was dying from my thirst, you was clearly a well, and it eventually made me empty. I was merely a shell, not observed, but was on the verge of cracking until you said I had a gift when you heard me rapping. With your warm responses, I was taken aback. Former partners had me feeling like what I was making was whack. That's a tough one, right? Like, trying to make something, and especially if it's something that you believe in, and the people around you are telling you, nah, man, nah. You know. Didn't offend. I love this part the most. I think this is the most important right here. For him to say, didn't offend me, saw something in me I was blind to. Who knew to finish finding me, I had to find you. That's beautiful too. That shit almost made me cry right there. That's beautiful too. I love that he's saying, you saw something. I didn't take offense. You saw something in me that I didn't notice. And you helped me see it, which is huge, right? You don't know what you don't know. And so what I love though is that he's saying it didn't offend me. That is so key, you guys. It's so key. And look, it's a tricky game, right? Because on one hand, you could have these people that are telling you, you're doing this and you're doing that, but maybe they're being malicious. Maybe they're trying to gaslight you or manipulate you or whatever, right? So it's this hard balance of finding somebody who you trust, who you know cares about you and is trying to help you, and then hearing what they're saying. If they're telling you, you're doing this thing, you can't get pissed off at them. I'm not saying believe them right away, but give it time, process it, zoom out, take a break from who you are, and just kind of like get out of who you are and look at what they're saying and actually look at yourself. Take it in, consider it. Remember, listening to somebody doesn't mean you believe them, doesn't mean what they're saying is absolutely true, doesn't mean what you believe is now gone. Just take it into consideration, sort it out. Because this is huge. If you can find somebody who can do this for you, it's amazing. It's amazing. And then I think this is somebody, I'm just going to say his wife. I don't even know if the guy's married, but I stayed forever, you make me better. So I feel like that is right there, you know. Now death is minor because you got me living major. I don't know. I mean, he's dead now, but I wonder, I'm assuming this person, like this line means now he's not worried about dying anymore because, you know, I'm living life well. So death ain't a thing to worry. Like I can die in peace type of thing. God, I am just right on the edge of being a sobbing mess. Again, I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm totally fine with being a sobbing mess. I would just prefer to not be a sobbing mess. That's all. This is a beautiful song. Even though you pass, you'll forever be the livest. I don't really want to read the Kev one either. I'll probably cry during that one. Ka goes out with a banger on that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man. Well, it's been a long time since I did the reaction to Honor Kill the Samurai, and I foolishly thought, this is only a half-hour album. Probably won't take that long. Wrong. Wrong. I am going to do, Orpheus and the Siren. I am going to do that Sunday. So it's going to be a Ka triple header this weekend. Yeah. I just want to. That's really all there is to it. I just want to. And I don't, like, on one hand, I think, maybe it's nice for the family. I don't even, the family's not going to watch. Like, I have no expectation anybody's going to see any of this. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I just want to take my time and listen to this guy's music this weekend because it just feels right to do. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting, man. This guy is a hell of a writer. Totally different music, totally different style. A lot of fun wordplay too. Very challenging sometimes. But I do like that typically I can pick up on a lot of the double meanings. There's some stuff where these artists are, they're doing double meaning and all this other stuff, but they're using slang and lingo that's culturally, black culture, and I'm just not immersed in that culture, so I just don't know what the fuck is being said. I don't understand. So I do appreciate that his language that he's using is something I'm a little bit more familiar with, so I can get into the lyrics more and understand more. That was good, man. That was good. Very different. I was saying earlier about how I wish there weren't such massive stars and then totally underground stars, but at the same time, who was I talking to? It was last weekend. We were out dirt biking in the desert. We were talking about music a little bit. Oh yeah, I ended up playing the song "Scaring the Hose" for my dad. He didn't really understand the appeal, but goddamn, I love that song, "Scaring the Hose." And I explained it to him. Stop scaring the hose. Like he was laughing a little bit, and there was a couple lines where he was laughing at what Peggy was saying. But just in general, right? That the concept of you ain't gonna put this on at a party, right? Like you're not gonna party out to this type of music. And that's something that's very tough about music as an art form, is that it's very much tied to entertainment. Very much tied to entertainment. And that's fair. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. That's why the guys that can really write well and make you think and make it like a party song, that's a hell of a skill to have. Okay, well, if you're on YouTube, this will be the end. I'm going to do like all these quick little video, music video reactions, like a minute a piece. There's 10 of them. I probably won't dig into it too much. I'm just going to visually go through it and see if there's anything that adds to whatever story he's telling.